I wanted to call to your attention some things related to our missionaries in Israel. I spoke, texted on WhatsApp just about 15-20 minutes ago with two of our missionaries in Israel. And they're doing well, but they did ask for prayer. I said, is there anything I could share with our folks downstairs? And they've both been here and love being here and visiting with folks at our Bible studies. And if you haven't had the privilege of meeting John and Joshua, hopefully the travel situation will get worked out and we'll be able to have them over here at some time in the near future. But I asked them what we could be praying for, and there are many different requests, and I won't give you all of the details except to say that if you'd be praying for their respective assemblies or churches over in Jerusalem. Joshua is leads a small church of believers. Many of them are Russian immigrants, and so if you would be praying for Joshua and his assembly of believers, they now are excited because they can finally get at least 20 people together. So they'll be doing that, and so be praying for Joshua and for Lisa, another of our gals who does a lot of translation work between English and Hebrew and Russian at that assembly. And she also hosts walking tours throughout the city of Jerusalem, where she actually, and some of you know this, but I'll just tell you in case you don't know, Lisa, she's a musician, but she's also an officially licensed Israeli tour guide, which is not an easy thing to get. And she will put an ad in the Russian newspapers, because there's, again, a lot of Russian Jews that have immigrated back to Israel over the last 20 years. And she'll put an ad in the newspaper saying, I'll meet you at the post office in Jerusalem, right outside of the old city walls. And anybody who comes, great, you get a free walking tour of the holy sites in Jerusalem. And a lot of people, even people who live there, don't understand, especially from Russia, being from an atheist or an agnostic background, a lot of them don't know anything about the very city that they're living in from a historical and a religious perspective. And so they're excited to have something to do. They'll meet her there. Sometimes she has 3 people, sometimes she has 25 people that will show up. And imagine being able to share the gospel at the very places where the events actually took place historically. So she'll walk them through, and as an officially licensed guide, she has access to all the sites, and she has amazing information. And of course, she tailors her walking tour presentation. Usually they're anywhere from 3, 4, 5 hours. And she ends at the Garden Tomb in Jerusalem, a beautiful garden. And our missionaries are the only ones that are allowed to take guests into the garden unattended. Because typically when people come to the Garden Tomb, which is run by believers, will assign a specific guide to each group or each individual that comes in to make sure that they hear a presentation of the gospel, which is wonderful. It's a group from England. But in our case, because they know our missionary staff and they know they do such a great job, they allow our missionaries to walk right into the Garden Tomb with their guests on walking tours and to present the gospel right outside the tomb of Jesus Christ. Amazing. Amazing. So be praying for Lisa, be praying for Josh and his church as they kind of get started back up from the standpoint of having people on location. And then for John, he's co-pastor at a larger church, one of the larger churches in Jerusalem, a different part of the city. And they are excited to have people back as well in person. A lot will not be able to, and we'll have to watch online, but they're excited about that. Also, they have had several people within their larger church that have COVID, and so he asked for prayer for those, for their congregation, for their health. So if you'd be praying for our staff over in Israel, for their fruitfulness, they're very excited. They are initiating a new video campaign online where in Israel, so many people are digitally savvy and watching per capita or per person. Percentage-wise, Israel is the highest digital connectivity for their citizens of any nation in the world. And so to reach a lot of Israelis, to do it digitally, whether it's YouTube or other vehicles online, is an amazing opportunity. And so we are placing ads through our missionary staff over there and videos where tens of thousands of Israelis will be watching these evangelistic videos that will be running during the week of Passover in connection to Easter on the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So it's an amazing opportunity to do that, and they're excited at the response because we've been doing these kind of things before, and they know the amounts of people that will be watching. So pray for that lives will be touched as a result of it. Okay. So also literature and Bible distribution. They've been doing a lot of that. They just told me, John said we were out yesterday giving out Bibles and ministry materials to people. They have outdoor libraries. Would you believe this? Near bus stations and things, they have a sheltered area where they have Bibles, and it's just a book exchange where people can come, put books in, and take books out. And it's kind of a different type of a lifestyle that they have over there in terms of pedestrians and cafes and these outdoor libraries. So they kind of position themselves at these outdoor libraries and give out Bibles to people and explain different portions of Scripture that would be helpful for people to read. Some really great opportunities. So if you'd be praying for that outreach as well, we would appreciate it.
Go deeper in your understanding of God, His people, and His plan for planet Earth. Zion's Fire magazine is an exceptional resource with powerful insights from Scripture that provide a clear understanding of God's ultimate plan for the last days and the return of Jesus Christ. As a first-time subscriber, you'll receive a free 1-year subscription to Zion's Fire magazine with no strings attached. Request your free subscription by visiting our website or by calling our toll-free number, and we'll send you 6 free issues, 1 every other month, for a full year. We depend on the generosity of viewers like you to support the ongoing production of these programs. Your donation, whether large or small, is greatly appreciated. Donations may be given online at www.zionshope.org or by calling us toll-free at 1-888-781-9466. Stay informed and see the latest from Zion's Hope by liking us on Facebook, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and following us on Twitter.